Our traders, you guys have been asking for it, so we are here again with another Dogecoin update, and it's looking pretty good. But before we get into the video, as always, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss another one of these videos. And if you want, check out the links in the description down below. That is my Patreon, the free Discord, and we now have a sponsor, boys. We have ExpressVPN. If you buy their 12-month plan, you can get 3 months free. So that is using my special link just for you guys. VPNs are great, hides your identity, make sure you're nice and secure on the internet. So let's get into Dogecoin. So what do we have here? Well, in the last video that did surprisingly well, I guess lots of you guys really like Dogecoin, we were calling for a retest of this blue zone, and we never actually got it after I uploaded the video. It took a long while, about a couple days, 3 days here. We never actually got that pushed down, right? We started coming back up, but then look at what ended up happening, okay? So we were looking at this pattern in the last video as well. The pattern completes right around 7 cents, or yeah, 7 cents 98. So that is this orange line you see right there. So we actually came back up to that level, retested it, and you can see that it acted as a level of resistance, and now we came back down to finally do exactly what we wanted it to do, and that is a retest of our blue zone, which is between 0.06245 and 0.54769. And look at what also ended up happening. We were also eyeing the 4-hour 50 EMA. This is on a 4-hour time frame. We were looking at this blue line. That is the 4-hour 50 EMA, or the last 50 candlestick average prices. So we can see that we have come back down to that 50 EMA. Like I said, in the previous video, we were talking about that 50 EMA. It was, when we were looking at it, it was all the way down here. But as a nice coincidence, it actually moved higher with, Dogecoin's price, because it's a moving average, and lined up nicely with that 382 Fibonacci retracement. And like we discussed in the last video as well, that 382 Fibonacci retracement was key for this whole thing, because when we complete these patterns that you see right there, this W pattern, the first target is always that 382, and the 382 is the target for a reason, because you usually get a pretty big bounce off that 382. And the two scenarios that we now have at play, because we've now done this, is either we're going to go back up to this D point again, or we are going to pretty much tank. Usually when you're trading these patterns and we break through that 382, what ends up happening is we do not really bounce much more, and we continue all the way lower to the 61.8. So we really have two options going on for us right here on Dogecoin. The first one is a bounce at the 382, which we are already seeing, so that is pretty bullish already. But the second scenario is a collapse down to that 61.8. So basically we have two targets that we can imagine. One obviously being all the way back up here to that D point, but we don't really think that it's likely to stay at that D point. We are expecting a breakout towards that 10-cent level. So that is 47% higher, right? Because why do we expect that 10-cent level? Well, the reasoning is pretty simple. We just broke through this high right here, right? So we have a higher high. What ends up happening when we get a higher high? We get a higher low, and then usually we get another higher high that's equal to this previous leg higher here. So what we can do to actually get a really defined target is go from this low to this high, and then what we do is we just copy and paste that forward from the lowest point, which is right around there, and you can see that that actually gives us a target of 10 cents, or 0.106264. Okay, so that is, we have basically two levels here. We have the 47%, and then we also have 56%. So call it an even 50% higher. That is our target on Dogecoin. That is the one that I am currently, believing in. I want to see that, and I think we will see that, given that Dogecoin still is being pumped up by tons and tons of influencers, and hopefully Papa Elon sends out another tweet sometime soon. If we don't get that in, this is a massive possibility. If people just stop caring about Dogecoin and we continue to go lower, then more than likely we will continue lower to that 61.8, and that is 30% lower, and that is a target of 0.047. So for right now, I think we're good. I think we're good on this scenario where we continue higher. We're seeing everything that we wanted to see on Dogecoin. We are seeing that 50 EMA act as support. We are seeing this blue zone that we anticipated to be retested get retested. We're also seeing it hold, right? It may be a little early to tell, but for the most part, especially if we go onto this 12-hour time frame, you can see that we can really start to see, there is a lot of buying going on in this area. How can we see that? Just look at these three red candles right here, right? we can see that those red candles have some really long lower wicks, right? These little lines, right? The red lines. We can see that those are really long lower wicks, which signifies that buyers are coming back up pretty much at the last second to buy. And it shows that the sellers are weak in these candles, right? The buyers are stronger than the sellers for the most part, except for maybe this candle where they're about even, just because we closed right around the middle of the candle. But for the rest, you know, we closed much higher than the lowest point on these two candles, which signifies obviously more buying. So in my opinion, as long as we hold this 382 level like we are right now, I can definitely see almost like a breakout scenario, maybe draw out a little trend line right there, do something like this, right? I can definitely see another big push higher all the way up to 10 cents. That is the move that I'm going to be betting on. I love Dogecoin at that blue zone level there, right around 6 cents. But if we do continue lower, then like I said, you know, if we break through this 50 EMA, that may be a sign of weakness. But as long as we stay within this blue zone, I'm not too worried. The only time where I would start getting a little bit worried, this is a 4-hour time frame again, is if we start to, you know, we break through that 50 EMA and we start to kind of consolidate in here. Maybe that might be a pretty big sign of weakness if we consolidate under that 50 EMA. But as long as we don't do that, as long as we stay above these prices, which is around 6 cents, 6 cents 5, then we should be good. And I think we will see a move higher towards that 10-cent target. So that is it for this video. As always, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss another post. Remember, we do have our first ever sponsor on this video, ExpressVPN. We're in the big leagues now, boys. If you want to get a VPN, they are probably the best service out there. And if you use my link in the description down below, you will get 3 months free if you purchase the 12-month plan. So that is a great deal in my opinion. And you get the safety and security of having a VPN on your computer and protect your privacy. And if you want to check out my Patreon and donate to help continue this growth on the channel, it also helps me do those guru reviews that you guys love. You get some cool benefits for doing that, like seeing my stock market portfolio and weekly live streams where we talk about basically anything you want to talk about. And the free Discord, completely free, and you get a nice community of like-minded individuals who love to trade anything and everything. So that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Dogecoin to the moon.